My name is Sabine. I've been coming to Neomed for 2 years. I am French and Greek Cypriot. I have chronic complex health problems that affect mainly the gut, joints, and I also suffer from chronic fatigue. The way I approached Neomed was when my mother was very ill in 2019, and I realized that I could not function. I couldn't help her the way I wanted. And therefore I contacted Neomed and I initially spoke to Susanna. We had an appointment, we discussed options, and I was clear I did not want to come here for a month, 6 weeks. For me, it was too intense. And so Susanna was extremely friendly and professional, and she let me choose and adapt treatments to what would be good for me, and that's how I started coming to Neomed. I booked an appointment with the main therapist, Dina, who also scheduled therapies for me, taking into account my preferences and my experiences in the past as well. Then I did a lot of IV therapies with Dr. Olga and also Lisa. For me, it was a scary thing to do at first. I did not want to be doing injections. I think, like many people, I was afraid, but Lisa and Dr. Olga are very, very good at their job. They don't leave anything. They don't make you feel uncomfortable, and then it happens very well. So I continued doing that. Now there's a therapist, Anastasia, who also works and helps with IV and other treatments. I think for my own health problem, 10-PASS has been the therapy that has helped me the most. I still do them occasionally, along with other treatments. The other treatments I did here include colonic, also liver flushes. We do parasite protocols, we do cleansing protocols. The thing that I find is great at Neomed is that they encourage you to keep in touch. They really look after us. It's not one session and then you go home. For those of us who live here, it's sessions and then you keep in touch via emails. You book appointments again if you can, because chronic illnesses are just that. They're chronic. They need a long-term approach and they need some support. We really need help along the way when we're feeling down, when things are working, or when we need to change approach. At Neomed, we can do that. We can contact the therapist and review the situation, change protocol. And for me, that has been the best thing about this clinic, this institute, Neomed. Overall, I felt very comfortable having therapies at Neomed. And one of the enjoyable things as well, I think, when I contact Neomed is talking to Tina at reception. She's the first contact now when you when you get in touch with Neomed, and she remembers people's names. She knows what they're doing. She knows what they're scheduled for. It's extremely nice. You don't feel like you're calling a clinic. You're calling a friend, but in a professional way. She's very flexible. She can change appointments for you. And I think it's really nice for those of us who have complicated health problems where some days we may not feel great and we have to cancel appointment. This initial contact at Neomed is done very nicely through Tina now. I will say that nowadays, especially since the pandemic began and as we're still experiencing it, it's very important for everyone to take responsibility for their health where they can. So Neomed offers that, and it's, for me, having good health is what allows us to do everything in life. So places like Neomed help us be stronger and more healthy and citizens that do not rely on others to have good lives. But instead, we learn to look inside of us and use support systems to have a better life and perhaps help others. To me, that's a wonderful gift. Before Neomed, I had tried so many therapies and approaches. Unbelievable, the numbers of things I had tried. And on the good days, I was very strict with my diet, with my protocol. I lived in London, and everything had to go by a schedule because I could not relax. And I had just started my PhD 2 years before coming to Neomed. And it was really hard. And on the bad days, I just stayed in bed. Of course, I still have a lot of work to do. But here I have found hope and a schedule of well-being. Taking responsibility for myself has been very important, but having the support at Neomed has been even more important, because I know that I have a place to go where I can seek help. I know that things will only get better, and I know that my life is much better now that I come to Neomed.